What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy City 360 bringing y'all another one. Today I'm finna change brakes on the 2019 Equinox. Finna change oil as well. These most of the tools I'm gonna be using. Alright, get specifics out the toolbox. Oil filter rinse, jack, 4-way, oil screwdriver, C-clamp, tire chalks. Throw this tire chalks on real quick. I never used to do this, but since I bought them, since I got a front wheel drive car myself, I decided to start using them. I'm not for sure if this vehicle is all-wheel drive or not, so just put these in place just in case. So to loosen the tires, I'm gonna use my 4-way, but a 19mm will be the one that I use to take them all the way off to pull the wheel off. Show you where I'm ready to use the jack real quick. Now you can use a floor jack, or you can use this type of jack. I'm gonna use this type because it's quicker, and that goes on the pinch weld or the frame, body frame, whatever. So this is the front driver's side, y'all. If you get underneath, you see this lip right here. See that little opening? That's where that lip will go inside that groove. One sec. Get this man lifted up a little bit. As you can see there, that pinch there is up inside there. Sorry about the noise, y'all, but yeah, I mean, use the impact to lift it on up. You see, that's not bending or nothing, but if you use a regular jack on that whole flat, that whole thin piece is gonna go one way. But if you want to use the floor jack, I believe you can put it right there, that flat spot here. That'd probably be safe, or you can put it on the control arm. I'm gonna lift this on up real quick, y'all. Actually, before I lift it, I'm gonna loosen this wheel with the 4-way. Start loosening them. So now I just got a 1/2 inch 3/4 socket. That's half. That's not short, but it's not deep. With an adapter, 3/8 to a 1/2 inch for my impact. Now that those are loose, I'm gonna go ahead and jack it up more with the impact here to get this tire up off the ground. Tire off the ground. Put my socket on there. Throw it in reverse. Do like so. I'm gonna remove all these real quick and move this tire. Tire removed, y'all. Now I'm finna, before I get to taking anything major apart, I'm ready to get my, what the fuck? Look at all that. But I'm ready to get my tape measure and measure this rotor and measure the new ones to make sure they're the same size. Because if they're not the same size, there's no point in me to further change the brakes and rotors. Well, y'all, this is type of stuff to be a bummer, because when you order stuff online, you got to make sure you getting the right size parts. These rotors I got are smaller than the new rotors. The new rotors are like 12 and 5/8, give or take, and these ones is smaller. So I'm gonna take these brake pads off and this caliper and see what the back of this rotor look like, to see if I can just get away with putting pads on it now until they get the rotor situated or whatnot. Get your 9/16 or 14mm and loosen these up. Sometimes these will get to spinning with it. Get you some needle nose pliers or something, or a wrench that you can grab that with, but it'll probably be thin enough to fit between the slip and that little ring. Gonna want to wiggle this and get it loose and free. like so. Possibly get you a bungee cord, hold it here up on one of these up in there. Right now I'm just set it like so, and I'm gonna remove this brake pad to see what it's like on the back. Actually, I'm gonna remove them both anyway. Remove these little clips and keep them in case the new ones didn't come with them. Just squeeze in. Save them with the bolts. Move these pads. Down. Move this other side. Right there, screwdriver. Don't mess them up. Be careful because you don't want to mess up the rotor. Okay, y'all, so the front of the rotor don't look bad, but you see all this stuff here? I've never seen that on a rotor. But on the back side, I felt it, and I felt something in like the middle. I looked at the brake pad on the back. That's how it sits on there. So this outer edge was being eaten, and there's that very inner and right there. So I can feel it here. Outer, I feel it in the middle, I feel it on the inner. Hopefully these are 320 millimeter brake rotors. Everybody shoot the AutoZone and try to line them up. They got a pair. They got one in stock. Hopefully they got a pair, but them mugs is pricey, y'all. Stay tuned. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Building on the car. Just building a car game it's stressful, but working on cars gets stressful too. Remove the caliper bracket. You can have two bolts on the back, one here and one there. I got a 21 millimeter on a 1/2 inch. Pull up to loosen, but it's gonna need some pressure, so I'm about to put y'all on pause. That's what I use, y'all. I use my 22 millimeter on here with this little, use that as an extension like a cheater bar, so I ain't had to use the hammer. Got them loose. Finna go ahead and remove this bracket. Now you gotta remove this Torx. I put a screwdriver through here to hold it with one hand and loosen it with the other. FedEx here, y'all. That's the only reason Dad outside, so he can see his parts getting dropped off. Got some more parts for his Riviera over there, y'all. One hand holding the screwdriver to stop that from pushing down on the screwdriver there, and pushing down here. Loosened it up. It wasn't too bad. What I use for that is a T30H maybe, I don't know. It's out this little kit I got from AutoZone years ago, y'all. Go ahead and pull that out and remove this rotor. Luckily, it looked like it was gonna be seized on there, y'all. I ain't even had to hit it with no hammer, but this is what we got. And then, man, this backside's gonna be ugly, y'all. Real quick. Look at that, bro. I've never seen rotors like this. Like, look at all that. Like, what the heck? I wonder if they got a... Bro, that's pitted. Like, that's not even pitted. Oh, that's risen, rose, whatever. Never seen no rotor like this, y'all. Finna go to AutoZone. Finna measure real quick. Go to AutoZone to see if we can get some. Alright, y'all. So I went and got the new brakes and rotors. Right. I already checked them both, lined them. Finna hub a little bit with got the major, just this little wire brush. Knock some of that off there. Probably throw some NICs around there, and show you how to put the caliper bracket back on. the rotor on the caliper bracket, whatnot. Show y'all how I do this. So I got everything right here I'm gonna be using. Brakes, rotors, new clips, caliper bracket bolt, C-clamp, bolts, clips, everything I need right here to go ahead and clean this up. First, I'm gonna hit this with this little wire brush and then throw some brake lubricant on there. I'm gonna push back this caliper as well. Show you how to do that. Nothing major, just hit it where you can. I at least recommend doing this a little bit because this one gets rusty, and next time it needs to be changed. I mess around having me a shop, but ain't no reason to make it harder on the next person that goes in here if there's somebody else go in here, especially if it's you. So if I didn't have the cord on here, I would have this brake pad in there how it would lay originally, and put my C-clamp on like so. Don't go on top of that bolt, go on this flat spot and tighten it up until you get that as far as in as possible. But in there, brake pad flush on the caliper, because you don't want to have to go back in here and do it again. Still gonna put some NICs around there, brake lubricant, whatever. On the back side of the rotor, I like to hit it with some brake cleaner before I put it on. Not too much, don't go crazy. Got me a stop towel rag. Wipe it off pretty good before you put it on. At least the coating that's on there. When you get the rotor on there, line up the hole for this screw right here, where you put it up in there. Start to tighten it. And get that in there. You can put it on all the way, where your rotor will be set back all the way, and go ahead and start putting your caliper bracket on after you replace those clips. Change these clips, y'all. I got me a flathead to pop these out. You want to pop them out. I might hit the wire brush on the surfaces where these go, but you want to pop them out. Put the new ones in just like you pull the old ones out. I'm gonna hit this with the little wire brush on the inside of there right quick. Hit them with the wire brush a little bit. Probably take 2 hands, pop them in there, bend these prongs back right how they're supposed to be. So you put them brackets on. Just use 2 hands to straighten them up. You might have to press some little flaps down. Got one of the caliper bracket bolts started. I'll put a little bit of this, a couple drops of that blue thread lock on there. I'll put one on the lower one as well and install that. I don't go crazy with it, but you reach back there, you might have to use your hand to lift that a little bit. So you got it, and then got started. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten them down real quick with that 19 millimeter, or no, 22 millimeter. Got them tightened down. Don't know the torque specs, so I put the ratchet on there and gave it a couple of decent smacks with this little. Usually that's tight enough for me. Now I'm gonna put these brake pads in the caliper bracket. And I like to spray the front of the face of the brake pad just a little bit, and I'm gonna spray this one down the face of the rotor. Use my rag again to wipe that excess on there or off there. Nothing too crazy, but just enough to get that grease or whatever they use to put on there to keep it from rusting while in the box. And this brake pad goes on the front, the one with this clip, and maybe go on the back side. I don't know, let me see. I'm looking there like so. Might have to use 2 hands to get these brake pads on, y'all. That one might go on the back. Actually, this one goes on the back. The one with that clip goes on the back, y'all. Let me swap these around. The one with like that noise reducing thing goes on the back side. I thought it was the front, but I was looking at the pad wrong. Got the pads on there, touching the rotor. Should be time to put the caliper on, y'all. Let me undo it from this bungee cord. It ain't a bungee cord, but y'all know what I mean. Put the caliper back on there, like so. Might need to push these in with your finger. Before you put the caliper on, I'm gonna put these original clips back on. These joints right here. Let me see how they go right quick. Okay. These clips ain't bad, y'all. They easy. You see them little notches on there. Let me see how that one goes inside of them lips of the brake pads. See if I can do this with one hand. Let me see. Best to use 2 hands real quick, y'all. What you do is you can take one and hook it where it's supposed to hook on that side. Bring it over here, slide it through that one. Close it like so, y'all. Now we can put this caliper on. Caliper on like so. Take these caliper bolts, put them in like that, y'all. I can show y'all putting the tire and stuff back on, but I ain't gonna do that. That's doing too much because I gotta do the other side and I gotta change the oil still. So I'm gonna try to do all that within an hour, y'all. I might tune y'all back in for the other side if I run into any problems. But this is how I change brakes on a 2020 Chevy Equinox with the 1.5 turbo, 321 millimeter rotors, y'all. Tighten these up and I'm good. Remember, that's a 9/16 or 14. Caliper bracket bolts are a 21, and I use a 19 millimeter to take the tire off. It's your boy City 360 getting up out of here. Remember, like, comment, subscribe if you want to.